drinking it.
So it says 10 grams of grass-fed whey protein isolate. What the fuck? I don't know what that is.
To simplify it for you, that's like the best you can get. If it was
What?
like plant protein, I'd be like, maybe a little sus. But if they're putting whey protein in that shit, I mean, that's like animal protein. Yeah.
Gentle on digestion. I like that. Advanced recoveries for shorts. Soda with bubbly benefits. All right. Well, hey, I give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Hell yeah. Where'd you get it from? Sprouts or something?
Yeah, one of those.
Okay.
So
A whole
let me try
case?
this. No, I just tried. I just
Try one for now. We'll
yeah.
see.
Let's tip our toe.
All
We're
right.
trying to go all in.
Shit, we just went live.
All right.
It's been like a minute. So shout out to everybody tuning in. Let me get this shit on the TV. Been a week since we caught up, right? Or like technically, I guess 2 weeks.
I was gonna say just off the bat, I'm a big Costa fan, right?
Yeah.
But you know what? He can learn from that.
Oh yeah, yeah.
29 years old, right? You got it. You get a little humble pie. He had moments in there where he looked really good on the ground. He had moments. I felt he needs to like. His head was like just very still. He didn't. I need him to do some of these because he just dink, dink,
right.
dink.
He was there to be hit by Arnold for the majority of that fight.
Right, you got to have better head movement. And I know he broke a rib.
He did. I saw that after the fight. Arnold like patted him on the side, and he's like, ah.
So I commend him for like staying in there all 5 rounds, even with that injury. I think that does make a difference. But he goes to show you there's something to be said. Somebody, what is Arnold, 6, 7? Could be top 5. Something to be said when you face these top 5 guys and you got these prospects. This is what you see. But he's right there. He's right there.
He is right there. And just to kind of back up your point, it's like the fact that he didn't get finished, right? Like remember Loke Dog got finished by Mario Bautista, right? There's like levels to the ass beatings. Meliquizel he got his ass beat, by Arnold Allen, but he stuck in there all 5 rounds. And it wasn't like he got completely outclassed to where he got finished early and shit. Because then you got some serious reassessment. You might be like a hype train, right? And the hype wasn't warranted. But for Meliquizel, I do think he can still grow from this. And there's just so much to come out of spending a full 25 minutes with a good fighter like Arnold Allen, right?
And 29. He's only 29 years old. I mean, imagine him when he's 32. He could be looking like Carlos Pratis when he gets that, 2 or 3 years on his belt. Because I was trying to compare him in Pratis because he does a lot of leg kicks,
Yeah.
Pratis though has like 2 or 3 other things in his tool belt that he'll attack you with. He needs to start adding some more things and more combos. Like he was throwing them, but he was too late to the party.
And more high percentage because he was trying to mix in like these spinning attacks, but it was messing with him more, You get away with that on the lower level. But with these highly skilled guys, you gotta be very selective when you mix that in.
And and he beat Dan Ige, right? And he beat who else did he beat? There's another good name that he had on his list.
He's on a massive streak. Arnold put away the longest win streak in the division.
Yeah. So no, it was a great win by Arnold Allen.
Yeah, he's not washed, right? A lot of people were kind of counting him out. So I do want to give credit to Arnold because I don't know. I didn't call him washed, but I just thought that Arnold is past this point in his career where he can set back prospects. So I was wrong, and I have no problem admitting that.
And now, where we kind of know where the division is where, I was thinking like, does the Vallejos kid
versus Arnold?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Arnold, the gatekeeper, no disrespect, right? But it's like, if Arnold sets back a few prospects, all right, now we really cooking. Yeah. So like, I'm not even too opposed to like this whole, because Arnold was fighting really good guys and he kept losing. So it's like, let this guy get a little momentum or let a guy like Vallejos make a name off of him so he can make it to the top.
And here's the other thing too, like, so for example, Aljo beat Youssef, right?
Yeah.
I think Costa beats Youssef.
Oh, okay. So a loser versus loser matchup type deal.
But I just think that I honestly think he's better. I honestly do. And you take away the broken rib, like, and that's gonna happen, right? You're gonna get injuries. He fought through it. He didn't bitch up. He did it. but I think Costa beats him. I think Steve Garcia has a fight coming up, and the Kevin Vallejos one is very interesting to me. Like, and I want to see Aaron Pico fight again. I want to see him have that same attitude versus one of these guys. Because I
Okay,
think
you're
Youssef,
cooking. You're
I think
cooking.
Pico, yeah, I think Pico loses to Arnold Allen.
Okay. So you're really cooking. So let me help. Let me like add to it
Yeah,
more.
yeah.
I like it
There's some
because
protein in there.
there's that fucking pea protein, no, the whey protein in the soda. Okay, so you're saying like I like it because you're saying Yusuf versus Aljo. That happened a couple weeks ago, right?
Right.
This one just happened last weekend. So they're on the same type of timeline, depending on how long it takes Meliquizel to recover from the rib injury. But with all
True.
that being said, I like Meliquizel loser versus loser. You know, Meliquizel versus Zalal because they were two of the top prospects at 45. I would say, you know, aside from Kevin Vallejos, these
Yep.
were the two other top prospects. So put them up
Yep.
against each other. They just lost. And then you're speaking about Arnold Allen, you're speaking about Aljo, and you're speaking about Pico. I like that. And I'm just trying to figure out should we do Allen versus Pico and give Aljo like a bigger step up in competition, or
Here,
where are you leaning with that?
see, I would give Kevin and Pico first.
Kevin and okay, yeah. Kevin and Pico then.
Yeah, I really
And then
would.
we'll go what? Allen and Aljo or something?
And here's the thing too. Look at Steve Garcia versus Diego Lopez is
That's coming
coming
up,
up.
White House.
Right, that's coming up. So that makes things interesting. But the Kevin Vallejos, because I think Kevin Vallejos beats Aaron Pico. I think he's dude. He throws 4 or 5 hit combos like crazy.
I'm in
Kidding.
full agreement. I'm in full agreement. Pico versus Viejo. And I could really I mean like Aljo versus Arnold, it just seems like a good matchup, to be
Have
honest
they
with
fought
you.
before?
Arnold and Aljo, I don't think so.
Then you're right. If they haven't fought, then yeah, line them up.
Because like why haven't they fought, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they're kind of similar.
It'd be a good matchup. I like it.
Yeah, no, you're right. They haven't fought. That is a good matchup.
Mm-hmm.
That is a good, but because they both lost to Evolov.
Right.
So, and they both want those wins back, right? But
Mm-hmm.
so that's why I think would be a good matchup too. Just like, all right, who wins out of that?
You got
And
to
then you
set
got
someone
Gene
back.
Silva. You got Gene Silva just sitting there too, dude.
I know. I'm not sure what we do with Gene Silva quite yet, but I mean, he's in a good spot. He's coming off a win, is he not?
Yeah, give him anyone, bro.
Yeah.
He beat Arnold Allen.
Yeah. And so we'll just figure out for wait, does Gene have nothing coming up? Are you looking
Nothing
right
coming
now?
up yet.
And he's coming off that win over Arnold.
Yeah.
So he's due back in there, right? I
Dude, give
mean,
him Lerone Mofree.
okay, all right.
Ooh,
The one who just lost the number one contender bout, right?
Yeah.
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 I like that.
Yeah.
Larone.
Because I think he beats Lerone, bro.
Yeah, I think they should run it. That's just fireworks again. And remember, I was saying Larone should have called his ass out like a year ago,
Yeah.
right? So it's like, yeah, shit. I've been wanting to see that fight. I like it. I like it a lot.
Man, clip that, boys. Clip that in the streets,
Clip
man.
that shit.
We just give you a whole like 6 months of fight cards right there.
I know. I got some guys in the chat. They're saying like I got one guy, he created an IG, so he might be clipping some stuff off. Shout out
Oh, I
Max
love that.
Energy. Somebody
Tag us.
else.
Send us the collaboration. I'll accept.
Right, that's what I was saying. I was like, if they're good, just send me the collab.
Hell yeah.
And then somebody else last night was saying we could help you with thumbnails. So we'll see. But the boys offering to help from the chat, it's like shit, that's what I've been waiting for. We need that shit.
Hey, we'll put you to work hella quick, bro.
Hella quick,
Say
bro.
less.
Hella quick. Because I'm doing like
Say-
all that shit.
Yeah, say less, dog.
Yeah. Okay.
Clip farming, like, hey, we'll have clip farming crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's hard to that's one thing I like about Saturday real quick because I had him on last week or after I had you on 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And bro, he does such a good job of like screen recording and then clipping it off
Yeah.
and posting it on X.
Yeah.
And it's like all of our reactions and shit. Like you were seeing it. I saw you
Yeah.
commenting on some of them.
Bro, RIP, we got suspended from X.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
No, why?
Yeah.
You barely even post on there.
Dude, because of like some copyright stuff. And I'm like, bro, there's 100 other channels doing the same exact thing.
I know. Champ Rounds got taken down for like a week. They just got reinstated.
Really?
Red Corner has been taken down as well.
I loved it, like, because I submitted the appeal and I did
Okay.
like, just waiting. Maybe we'll get something back. I don't know.
Did you post something this week or is it some old like music video?
No, it was 2 weeks ago from like one of the fight clips from the Khamzat fight.
Oh, I guess you have to like only reshare it. You can't download it and post it as your own post anymore, huh?
Bro, make it make sense though, because there's
Yeah.
100 other people doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Makes zero sense, bro.
I just kind of like I noticed that, and I'm just not even really posting on X right now until I
Yeah.
like see what you need to kind of change. But like my idea is that if you post the original content from Paramount without resharing it or something, they're gonna fucking delete you.
Bro, it's like no, it's like India UFC
Yeah,
and their
they're
rights. You know what
bullshit.
I mean?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
usually it's that.
We'll see what's gonna happen with
So we're
that,
in
but
timeout.
yeah,
We're
I'm
in
leaving
timeout.
it alone for now. I
Yeah.
think I think YouTube is fine, but it's the fucking Paramount
But
broadcast.
YouTube will like they'll just take it down and block you.
Yeah, yeah.
And typically, so I'm more careful with YouTube though. I'm a lot more careful with YouTube.
Because I think YouTube, like I heard this from DJ Vlad. Vlad straight copyrights his YouTube content, but if you don't copyright it, I don't think there's much of a punishment. Like they can't ban your channel,
Mm.
right? But if you copyright it and then somebody reuses it, that's the grounds for banning you. Because I guess
See, and
copyright is a different type of violation than like non-copyrighted content.
yeah, and here's my thing, and I've had multiple conversations because I remember when we got 2 strikes on our main channel for West Coast Radio on YouTube. There's a difference of like, hey, if I'm a record label and I release a song with Beyonce, and then I release that same song on my YouTube channel under my label and trying to get paid on it, that's copyright.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like if you're trying to monetize it and you're trying to use it for
the
your advantage,
original work.
right?
Yeah.
That to me, but the other stuff, like I got flagged for like some background noise of a song. I'm like, come on,
Right, or
come
reaction
on,
videos to some degree. Well, that's
come
that's the
on.
catch. That's what's weird is like I try to be careful with it, with who I react to. I really try not to react to bigger channels. But like
Yeah.
Vlad is somebody he's like you can't react to Vlad content, I don't think.
Mm,
Because he copyrights every fucking video he posts on YouTube.
mm,
But like you could react to No Jumper because he doesn't copyright it. You know what I mean? Like cuz
yeah.
you're changing the original work, but Vlad he copyrights this shit. You can't even change the original work.
Mm.
Like it's like, oh, you can't even post that shit at all.
Funny enough, Adam 22 sent a copyright strike to Hoodie Hood for
Hmm.
doing a reaction on the Adam 22 shit with San Diego.
Oh yeah, Adam's petty like that. If you talk
He
shit on
is
him in a
petty.
reaction video, he'll fucking copyright strike you. He talks
He
about it all the
will.
time.
Yeah, so I saw it on Instagram, like all the little beef, and he was all like, "Oh, I thought you didn't know who I was. Now you
Mm.
blocking. Now you sending copyrights. Okay, okay.
It's that shit's such a slippery slope. I feel like Hoodie Hood should be able to react to Adam saying something like
Of course
that,
he should.
and you
Of
should
course
not
he
get
should,
copyrighted. Like if that actually
bro.
went through and he got a strike, that's fucking bullshit.
Bro, that's a bitch move, dog.
It's like how like did it? He actually got struck. He said on his channel, he's like,
Yeah,
I got a
he
strike.
got he had to take down that video.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
And he's doing a full reaction, speaking about it, and he's playing like the 30-second clip.
Right.
Then he pauses and he speaks about
Right.
it. That's like most of my content. That's why I try to be careful with it. And I just try to mostly like if I can, I'll just read out the quote. You feel
Yeah.
me? Instead of like playing the person's content, if I can, just because, bro, that shit, there's no
It's
real
bro, that's what I mean.
rules.
Like it's make it make sense
Because
though.
YouTube will tell you, right? When I used to curate content, that's what they call it, right? When you repost other original works, it's called like curated content. YouTube doesn't like monetizing that either. So then I read through like the suggestions to how to fix it and
Hey, they
actually get
coming.
monetized. Yeah. And oh, what, the cops or something? Anyway, when I when they told me that, I looked at what their suggestions were and it said you can react to original works and make it your own. But then
Mm,
like you see that Adam 22 can file a copyright strike and then Hoodie Hood gets struck and it's like, bro, YouTube will tell you you could do that.
yeah.
Like I read it in
Here-
the fucking rules.
Here's the funny thing too is like so we when we got our strikes, we had two, almost got three, and I was shitting my pants, right? I was like,
Mhm.
fuck. We got them all removed, and but now what happens is you can't monetize, and they give you this
Mm.
crazy like we have to have like 1 million views of shorts before we can monetize again.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They take it
They give you
away.
some crazy like stats that you have to like achieve.
Right.
I'm like, come on,
I think
dude.
it's
Like,
5
wow.
million shorts views unless they brought it down to 1 million.
Yeah,
At one
I'd have
point it
to
was 5 million
I'd have to double check it, but yeah, I was like, wow.
or
We're at
4,000
like
hours of watch
I'm at
time.
yeah, I'm at like 50,000 right now. I'm something like, all
Yeah.
right, I guess that's a goal to achieve.
It's fucking difficult though. I had to do the same thing. I got monetized And then it was like, oh, because I used to just basically post to YouTube like I post to IG, like post
Yeah.
weigh-in face-offs and shit like that. But then they were like, nah, we can't monetize you. So they set me back. You feel me? They set me back. I had to get the fresh
Oh yeah.
1,000 subscribers, the fresh 4,000 hours watch time.
So I got
But I finally did
180,000,
it.
189,000 valid public short views. I need 3 million.
Yeah, 3 million. Okay. I think it
Yeah.
was 5 million, but they brought it down to 3, which is nice. 5 million's a lot for like a new creator.
Whoa.
5 million?
3 million?
Yeah, like I think 1 million's chill.
Bro, crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. Back to UFC. And
That
just
was a
so
good
everybody
tangent, though.
knows, I didn't watch any of the MVP shit.
Okay, so let's wait
I'm
real
gonna stand
quick.
on that.
Okay.
I'm gonna stand on that.
I like that. Thank you for not watching it. Let's speak about that real quick. And I should probably just bring up all these topics to you. But wait, real quick, let's wrap up this Vegas 17 card. I just want to give some thoughts on a couple of the fights and then, you know, share your thoughts as well.
Wellmaker?
Yeah, okay, so let's start with Wellmaker. That's not a good submission loss, man. It's not, and I don't want to be so critical of Wellmaker. I'm not here to shit on him at all, man. It's just that, like, it's just that Juan Diaz, he's good too, but Juan Diaz was debuting. Wellmaker was supposed to be this big talent coming off big knockouts.
Knockout.
He got submitted too easily. That's just my one critique for Wellmaker. He got submitted too easily, but
and you need to throw those hands.
It's like when Wellmaker can't catch you, he's starting to, it's not a good, it's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
If he can't catch you and put that beating on you, he starts to fall off. It's like he kind of gets in his head a little bit. But with that being said, I do want to give credit, right? Because I'm like, Wellmaker got submitted too easily. But Juan Diaz, as a debutant, submitting this dude, right, in the second round.
And bro, and standing on the feet, throwing.
Right, and he was doing good on the feet.
Yeah.
So like, shout out Mexican or Peruvian Juan Diaz. And that's a big win for his debut.
He wasn't scared.
No, that's a big win.
Yeah.
That's a big win.
You take away some of that light.
Oh yeah, and I don't.
Bro, Wellmaker gets one more loss. That's crazy.
That's 3. Yeah, he's 2 in a row now. I think, you know, I hate to do this to these guys, but you know I've been on this for a minute, right? Wellmaker, he's posting YouTube vlogs, you know, training camp. He's running his own workouts and shit like that. He's like, you know, these guys are coming to his workout and he's making them run bleachers while he's getting ready for the fight. And it's like, bro, I just don't think that that's the best thing. Like, why the fuck are you coaching 7 other guys as you prepare for a fight? Yeah. Like, you need to be training with better guys than you and having a coach train all of you guys. Like, if you're the best guy on your team, that's a problem because you're not very good in the grand scheme of things. There's plenty of guys in the world better than you, Malcolm Wellmaker. So why are you the best guy on your team?
Yeah.
You know, at this stage in your career, you need to be evolving. And I feel bad because he's like, I drove hours for boxing training. I didn't skip one workout. I put in all the work. But it's like, I would just say you put in all the work, but it's like, did you get the best quality work possible? It might be just food for thought. And I'm not here to shit on the dude. It's just when I did see his vlogs and stuff, it's like, I think it's like these guys get it twisted, man. It's like YouTube isn't that, like, these guys all want to be YouTubers.
Yeah.
You know, it's
but
like,
you know what, it's funny to say, like, here's the thing though, too. I was just talking to somebody about this, you know, what do you call that? The water cooler talk, you know?
Yeah.
And they're talking about the MVP.
About UFC.
Yeah, they're talking about the MVP and all that. And I was talking about the UFC, and I was like, that's why you gotta love the UFC, bro, is because they don't give these guys an inch to breathe.
It's high pressure.
I mean, not everybody, but a lot of these guys, because they would rather have built Wellmaker up, and then they put him against a guy that only has 1 loss, is kind of trying to make his name too, and he beats him.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, wow.
I mean, they don't 50-50 fight.
You're right. Because in like in boxing, I told somebody this, like in boxing, your promotion, it's almost like who has the most money. Like if I have a $100,000 promotion company and I have all my fighters, they're pretty much going to win. All of them are going to win in that next event because I'm going to work with another lower level promotion that didn't even pitch in 1/10 of what we did.
That just needs the opportunities.
Right.
Exactly.
And so then you build it up, right? And they got this guy 20-0, right? And then you meet another organization promotion that they got $1 million that they're putting in. But their guy's 24-0.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and then you get to a point where he's like, okay, now you got to be tested though.
Right.
And so you have these like very minimal losses, but the UFC ain't like that.
They're gonna come off a loss, you're a prospect, you're getting a 50-50 matchup in the next one.
Lerone, perfect example. One loss, he's gonna have to face a dog.
Yeah, they're not giving him no like, gimme,
Yeah.
get him back in the win column type fight. It's on to
He's
the
gonna have to.
next. And
He's
look,
gonna have to
Ethan
face.
Ewing, the guy who beat Wellmaker,
Yeah.
who started his, first loss in the UFC. Ethan Ewing, he just got booked yesterday, his third UFC bout and his third undefeated opponent. So Ethan Ewing debuted against Wellmaker on like 4 days notice, right? Undefeated
I
Wellmaker.
remember.
Then he returned. He just beat another undefeated guy, Rafael Estevam. Now he's got another fight booked, another undefeated guy, Javid or Farid Basharat.
Yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah.
none of these guys, Wellmaker not getting easy outs, Ethan Ewing not getting easy outs, Juan Diaz, he came off a massive spinning back fist KO off Contender Series, like super viral. I reacted to it on the channel.
This year?
Yeah, or ending of last year, like November, December last year. And then but in his debut, he's getting Wellmaker. So like a guy who got a crazy KO
Right.
on Contender Series, they
Right.
threw him right in the Shark Tank.
Into a dog. Yeah.
He's a debutant. He's getting a 3-1 guy in the UFC who's got some of the most viral knockouts of over the last, 18 months.
A lot of hype. A lot of hype.
Yeah, so it's like nobody gets special treatment. And that is kind of funny when you hear of a fighter being like, these guys get taken care of and this guy gets taken care of. It's like, I don't know, man. I mean, there's really no favoritism in what I just explained there.
I mean, you got like the Sean O'Malley's of the world, right?
The Sean O'Malley's of the world, yeah.
And then he knocked out Aljo, right? So it's like, okay, well, they did, so I don't know. It's but now he's at a point where like.
But then O'Malley, Merab, and then immediate rematch against Merab. It's like, that's not really, that's kind of on par with what we're talking about, where it's like when Sean lost to Merab, ideally, let's give him a gimme fight. Let's build him back up. Let's build up this rematch. The UFC says, no, we good. Send him against Merab again, and again.
Here's interesting too, is like I was hearing, I think it was Brendan Schaub, they were talking about Bobby Green.
Yeah.
Like Dana White, like, oh, you want to fight? You want a real fight now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna set him up.
Because he's talking that shit?
They're gonna set him up. Oh, you want a bonus?
Yeah.
Okay. We saw what Jalen Turner did to you.
It's like, yeah. I hear what you're saying. You want a bonus? All right, let's see if you can earn it in the next one.
Right, right. You know what I mean? Because
I feel you.
They're and he looked good. I loved how he looked, but that's his biggest, his ego like that is his biggest like downfall almost too, because he'll get like, for example, Silk Kid.
You're better off doing the Sal Killed approach. Hey, Dana, give me 50K. I want to buy a Lambo. Dana likes that shit.
Imagine him fighting Silka.
Well, shit, book him.
But but Silka's not gonna take that fight, bro. Like he's already earned his way up to the top 10 now. But there's a dog there that they'll probably give him. Like, all right. And even that I know we keep bouncing around here. That Fizov versus who did they book him against? Torres.
Oh yeah, Fiziev versus Torres. I think Torres pulled out though.
Unless really?
Unless they rebooked it.
Oh, okay.
Unless they rebooked it.
Manuel Torres is a dog, bro.
I know he is a dog. I like Loco.
Yeah.
Okay, and I just want to also touch on the Duho Choi Daniel Santos fight.
Oh, dude,
that
Choi,
dude Duho Choi is a fucking beast, and like I could just see it in him. That dude is just a straight competitor.
Well, he got beat up that first round,
and that's why I call him a straight competitor. Like he's actually a savage ass competitor. Like he got his ass beat, and
he was big.
Yeah, he's a big dude for 45, right?
He was big, bro. Yeah. I know he whipped my ass.
But he came in that second round, just like no quit, no discouragement.
Right.
I mean, dude, all that dude wants to do is win and put a beating on you. And he doesn't give a fuck what it takes.
How old is he?
He's older now, but if you aren't aware, he's got a Hall of Fame fight with Cub Swanson.
Oh,
and it's like it just
the OG then.
Yeah, and that fight right there last weekend just proved it again. That's like this, I call it metal. Right, we call him metal, but it's like this dude's metal is insane. Like the amount of heart and will to win and competitiveness is like insane. And he's 35 and he's still that way. Imagine him when he was 30. Like this dude is 35 and it is more competitive than like 90% of the UFC roster. The win means a lot to this guy. You could tell he will fucking die in there. He almost did against Cub Swanson. He lost unanimously, a unanimous decision, right, to Cub Swanson. And the fight is still in the Hall of Fame. People still brag about it.
Wow.
In a unanimous decision loss. It means the fight wasn't close at all. But this dude is such a competitor. It ended up in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I know. They put on a show, bro. Put on a
Yeah.
show.
And that fight with Cub Swanson was literally 10 years ago, 2016.
Wow.
So, like I said, this dude has been competitive since he's like 26 years old in the UFC. Now he's 35, hasn't lost an edge of competitiveness. And I love that. That's just one of the things I love. Who's also competitive? We can transition now. Mike
Yeah.
Perry, super competitive dude. I just like these guys where it's like, I can't lose. I need the fucking win.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, I'll walk through anything. Like,
Right.
I'm gonna look like a real wounded like dog out there if I take this L. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
taking no bullshit L. Like, if I
You know,
take this L, you broke me, and
I'll
I
give you
like
an,
that shit.
I'll give you another example.
It's
The
too
Wemby,
raw.
the NBA playoffs are right now.
Yeah.
Wemby, he was so determined not to lose
Mm-hmm.
that he, like you just said, he put it all on the line. The San Antonio Spurs versus Oklahoma Thunder. Shea Alexander,
Mm-hmm.
4 points in the first half. Where is that drive?
Mm.
Like, so with Mike Perry, right? Like,
Right.
all in. I am all in.
100%. And I love that. That's where you can see the real shit, where it's like there's no faking anymore. They're all in. They're doing their best. They're not thinking about anything else, thinking about what the people are going to say, and you can sense that. You can sense that. I think Gaethje says it, but it's like people can recognize your effort. A lot of people can recognize effort. It doesn't need to be said.
That's a good quote.
You see that shit? Yeah. Gaethje always says that. He's like, that's why the fans love me, bro. Like, they know my effort. They can see it. People can recognize that shit.
Like
Let's
that.
shout out the streets real quick. Just some people in here.
What up, homies?
Somebody said, or Jew said, MTK looking fresh.
Hey, yo.
MTK looking saucy with the cut. Shout out to Jew. What's popping, homie?
Hey, shout out to my barber.
Yeah, shout out to MTK's barber. I'm going to get a haircut in a couple days here. Shout out Otto. Good to see you in chat, homie. Nitro's in here. We got Perfecto. Shout out Perfecto. Shit, me and Perfecto were beefing, bro, the other day. I had to go off on him because he was fucking rubbing the Buckley loss in my face, but we made up. We made up. We had to fight like fucking Brodies for a second. I was thinking about that today. I was fucking laughing
I haven't
about
seen
that.
Buckley post anything.
No, I was speaking about this last night. I'm like, bro, we're gonna drag him out of this shit. Like fuck this loss, man. No one gives a shit. Like he can't make it bigger than what it is and get discouraged. Like he needs me. I need to help him spin out of this. Like I'll help him see the positive outlook in this. There is one, and I can help him out. But with that being said, fucking Brady's such a bitch. He unblocked me today. Fucking Brady, bro. He unblocked me today, and then he liked the post that I had made from one of my interviews with Joaquin before the fight, where Joaquin predicted a first round knockout. He went and he liked the post.
He's
salty. And then I clicked on Sean Brady. I'm like, wait, I thought this bitch had me blocked. I clicked on him, and I'm not blocked anymore. I'm like, all right, Brady, all right.
He's trying rubbing everybody's face. Yeah, but I mean, look at, I'm gonna be devil's advocate. I get that other side, right?
Yeah.
Like when you have all these people like kind of throwing salt on you, right? Throwing shade on you, and then you get the win. What do you want to do? You want to rub it in.
Yeah, he does. He does.
He wants to rub it in.
Earned it. I'm not gonna say anything.
And my biggest thing is like, who does he fight next? Who does Buckley fight next? Buck, you know what I thought about before?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I want to see the old Buckley that got him to the dance. I want to see the Buckley that had that Hoked inside of him.
Mm-hmm. He was very quiet and very humble and very self-aware all fight week.
People and I get that, right?
It. They're like humble Buckley.
I get that, right? Sometimes you got to zone in. But there's another piece of this too, where it's like you just that dog in you, that just your real natural self, that swag you have.
And I think that wasn't his real natural self. I think his real natural self is the one who brings chaos.
Right.
To
there's
fight
just
week.
And a bunch of swag. You feel me? Just like like he has his swag is heavy. But I mean, styles make matchups, right?
Mm-hmm.
That style, it evidently was hard for Buckley to overcome. And that would be super irritating for me if someone just kept on getting on top of me, like full mounting. It's demoralizing almost, right? And so what you just said too, like now you at a point where you got to like really shake it off, get back in the gym, get punched again, look for that next fight. Because before hungry Buckley, he just needed to feed it, like you said, his family, his grandmother, his kids. You know what I mean? That's your only focus.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just got to get in there. I'm going to fight. He got to get back to that. I'm going to fight 4 times a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's
super hungry.
Right, that Buckley,
Yeah.
because then you're like back to like just trying to walk through dudes.
Hmm.
So
Yeah, I mean,
tough loss. It was a tough loss.
it was a tough loss, and some of
Yeah,
my thoughts about it is like this is why I didn't really ever want him to fight a guy like Brady, because it's a tough loss, and I'm gonna
yeah,
have a way of spinning off of this narrative, but it's like we gotta dip in the delusional bag to spin off of this narrative, because really it's super hard to fall up, right? Like for example, if Joaquin and Carlos Prates had a fucking war and Joaquin lost a unanimous decision, people would probably be praising Joaquin still, right? But there's
sure.
no praise that comes out of the Sean Brady loss. And that's why I was like, oh God, you really should not fight this guy, because if it goes bad, it goes really bad, right? So I'm kind of like pissed that the fight even took place in the first place. And so moving forward, it's like we need to only hit hitters or fight hitters.
But
We
here's the
can't be
thing too,
fighting no
though.
more grapplers. It's ruining his star power.
Well, here's the thing too. Like eventually, you're gonna have to get to that point, right? So like, I know there was that clip that kind of got out of leak that he said he wasn't like wrestling. I'm in here boxing. And what was funny to me about that clip was like, how did that get released literally after the loss? Like, where was
I
that
guess
at?
it was circulating. I never saw it though, but
I
people were
never saw it
speaking about it.
either.
Yeah, that
I
shit
never
got
saw it either.
reposted after the loss.
Like literally after the loss, it just blew up all out
But
of everywhere.
he
Like,
that's what he said. That's what he said.
I mean, and so
I don't believe him. I think he's lying.
yeah, I don't I don't know. I honestly don't know, but I would say this: like at the end of the day, right? You're gonna have these top five guys. They're gonna bring this to the table. At the end of the day, Islam, he's gonna. You already know he's bringing it to the table. Ian Gary, he'll try to take you down. We already know what Sean Brady's at. That's three right there. Now Carlos Prates might be the only one, and Michael Morales aren't really like we're not seeing them take guys down. But you got three other fighters in that top five that they're gonna probably more likely take you down if they know that's your Achilles heel. Kamaru Usman, I didn't even bring. You know what I mean? Like so, there you have to sharpen that up. You just have to.
So here's some of my thoughts. He definitely has to sharpen it up. You cannot just turn a blind eye. But at the same time, and this isn't me kind of saying like, oh, Joaquin should forget about the title, right? But I think if anything, the way for him to get to the title isn't by playing the same game as everybody else. I have a few suggestions. Number one is let's forget about the rankings right now.
Okay.
Joaquin is a very exciting fighter. He brings a lot to the table when it comes to promotion, and we can maneuver around with good matchups, right? We don't need to play this game where it's like next man up, I'm fighting Brady. Bro, just fight good matchups, because this is what's going to matter. If you fight enough good matchups, you could find yourself at a title shot again. And you can also avoid a lot of wrestlers. You can also avoid a lot of wrestlers by doing that.
I agree with you too, and I think I'll add another layer.
Like
At
Nate
the end of the
Diaz. They stopped giving him wrestlers after a while, because it's like he's way better off fighting Leon Edwards of the world, right? And Tony Ferguson's of the world. And I think Joaquin should basically channel his inner Nate Diaz, bro, and say, fuck the belt. I'm the belt. I'm a title fight, and carry yourself that way and probably become a villain. Go
and
ahead.
see this is what I would say too. Like just to add another layer.
Yeah.
Plan out your next four fights and know I'm going to get paid 100 to 250,000 for each fight, so you can
Mm-hmm.
set up your family.
Mm-hmm.
Use that mouthpiece. Keep building your fan base because, bro, Hokit blew me out of the water.
He's been killing it.
Bro, just premium, elite level of trolling.
Speaking of
To
that,
have Ilya and Alex um
Pereira.
Pereira stand up. Ilya's whole fan base now knows who Hokit is.
Yeah.
Alex Pereira's whole fan base, he got 2-for-1.
Alias whole fan base knows him too.
Dude, 2-for-1.
Yeah.
That was crazy work. Love him or hate him, bro. That is the most craziest work I've ever seen an athlete do in right now. Like it's just elite. It just is elite. And I think he's gonna beat Derek Lewis.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna keep using that mouthpiece, bro. He would kill Ilya.
Yeah, well, of course. He's so much bigger than him, right? So with
And I love the fact that he called that Sean O'Malley. Like, bro, what's up?
did he
We're
call out Sean
Americans.
O'Malley too?
Yeah, we're Americans. We gotta stand up together.
Oh,
We
he's
gotta,
like, O'Malley, have my back, homie.
right. And see, O'Malley missed. And I was gonna tell you this. O'Malley missed a premium spot.
He could have just hopped on the bandwagon real quick.
Yes, bro, and that's his whole gimmick too.
Yeah, I feel you.
Like I'm like, what, bro? What are you doing? You had a bro. You couldn't have been handed a better plate on the White House card. You could, if he would have stood up too and been like, bro, it would have been like, oh.
I know. Sean's not good at that though. Sean always gets nervous at the press conferences. You can kind of tell. You can kind of tell. He's really funny when he's comfortable in front of the camera, like in his own studio.
We need Hogan and Sean Strickland on the same fight card.
Well, they will be. UFC White House.
Well, Sean Strickland's not on the White House.
Oh, I thought you said O'Malley.
No. Sean Strickland.
Oh, okay. Because O'Malley was sitting next to him. I must have missed that part when you said Strickland.
Sean Strickland and Hogan.
That's some good shit. And what Hogan went at Strickland, and he's like, "We got to be on the same team."
Yes.
Okay, because Strickland was talking some shit about him during.
And they're both Americans, so they can both ride that. You know what I mean?
I got you. Yeah, he should have been more on Hogan's team, just on that nationalistic pride. You know, we Americans.
Exactly.
Now going back to Buckley, I want to give a suggestion for the next fight. And I would.
Well, who does he fight? Who's
Joel
there?
Alvarez?
Okay.
Joel Alvarez lost to Amosov. It doesn't matter about rankings. It matters about a good fight and a good knockout. You know, we're not, and that's why he needs to listen to me a little bit. I feel like, Joaquin needs to listen to me a little bit. I should be the person who kind of gives him some advice on like, where do we go from here, homie? What's the next step? You know, where do we go? Because it's all I do, bro. It's all I do.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: do you think he has to fight down now?
It doesn't matter. It's just about the right matchup, a sexy matchup that's going to get him a good KO. You could fight up if we can find him a good matchup that's going to be a good KO, you know? But it's like, let's take care of Joaquin. He's a big star.
So let's give him Leon Edwards. I mean, that's a great name.
D-Rod or Leon, because D-Rod and Leon are supposed to fight, I think, International Fight Week. D-Rod's been saying, like, I accepted the bout already. He went on TMZ and said it. So, like, if Joaquin...
I don't think Leon Edwards is going to accept it.
I know, right? That's one thing I would say, too. Who knows? We'll find out. The fight hasn't been announced, but D-Rod did say that. With that being said, though, I'm in favor of that. Joaquin versus either of those two, whoever wins or loses, whatever. You know, D-Rod or Leon, Yaroslav, Amosov. These are the fights next for Joaquin. One of these three guys.
You can't take Yaroslav.
Not Yaroslav. I meant to say Joel.
Joel.
Yeah. Joel or the other two that we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Leon. Bilal. Bilal's another one. So it's not about fighting down.
About to fight. So Bilal's about to fight.
Yeah, so Bilal, or winner of Bilal versus Bonfim.
Okay.
So winner of D-Rod or Leon.
Yeah.
Winner of
Bilal. I think Leon Edwards is
Bonfim.
the best one. I honestly don't think Daniel Rodriguez versus Leon is going to happen. And I think the Buckley versus Leon, you could sell better.
Should I call Joaquin this week or something, or next week, and be like, hey, okay, here's the plan, because I like your plan. Should I be wait a minute, recenter yourself because you're halfway off of it.
Okay. Yeah, because the Leon fight, that's more money.
Yeah, and Leon's not booked yet, right? So it's almost like step in there and steal that matchup from D-Rod.
Right. See, and if I'm Leon, I'm like, you want me to fight the number 15 guy that just got out of jail? Come on, bro. What are we talking about?
Okay. And then International Fight Week is a good time for Joaquin to turn around, a couple months, right? He's been off for like a year. And
if it gets Buckley, Leon could probably thinking, oh, I might be able to win this fight.
Right. Coming off the loss, right?
You can sell this.
Leon, chomping at the bit for a win. Leon looking to return. He's been out for a while.
And it's going to be stand-up.
Yeah, it's going to be stand-up. Leon just lost to Brady. Joaquin just lost to Brady. Both their last losses.
Neither one can afford a loss.
Okay, so when I come to Joaquin and I tell him this, I know what he's going to tell me because he's told me this before. And it's like, Joaquin, if you watch this shit, homie, it's no animosity, but it's just like, fucking listen to me sometimes, you know? If I come to him with that, he's going to say, I don't care. So it's like, what do you mean, bro? Like, let's fucking work for this.
You got to care.
You know, let's fucking work for this. Like, because I said this last time, you want to fight this guy? He's like, I'll fight anybody. It's like, but like, you know,
it's a fighter's mentality too.
Like, I know you'll fight anybody, and because this is what it is. The UFC, this is how I feel with Joaquin. This is how I've just been judging it, I guess. I feel like Joaquin feels like the UFC has sucked a lot of the wind out of his sails, bro. You know, and so he's like discouraged and even speaking up anymore because he's like, why speak up? I'm not gonna get it. But it's like, we can't be jaded. We got to keep fucking speaking up. We got to keep, positively manifesting our future. I know the UFC took the wind out of your sails. You know,
here's the thing.
I think you're a little bit jaded.
It's a game within a game.
Right. And that game within the game has pissed him off a little bit. That's why he's quiet during fight week.
I get it too, bro, because I've been in those same positions where like, I don't want to play the game. I don't want to. I get that. I actually get that.
Yeah.
Because I have a lot of part of me like I just don't want to play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, just give me. So I mean, that it's a mindset shift.
Yeah.
And someone was just talking to me about it. It's like it's crazy the things you could do in the point of view and perspective you can have when you have a mindset shift. Because you ever have that moment where you're like, no, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah.
Like nothing can deter you.
Mm-hmm.
Your mind's already made up,
Right.
good or bad. Like, oh no, I don't want to go. I'm gonna have a bad time.
I'd
Your mind's
rather
already
find
made
out.
up.
Yeah.
Right. You're already made up. Like it's so it automatically it's gonna go. I always think about that too. It's like when I have to put myself in check sometimes, like, bro, let's just see what happens.
Right.
Change your mindset, change your
You don't know
perspective.
what's gonna fucking happen.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of times that's what'll prevent you. Is like you think you know what's gonna happen, so you won't do it. It's like shit, just go and figure it out yourself, you know?
Yeah.
But with Joaquin, I would say that like shoot, I just kind of forgot my thought. What'd you say a second ago? Oh, to find out, right? Like don't kind of like stay sheltered in a way, right?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta change your mindset.
Oh, this is what I was gonna say. So I feel like homie needs to kind of be like even if he doesn't see my point of view, I feel like homie needs to be like, I'm gonna trust Jacob on this one. You know, I'm gonna trust Jacob on this one. He sees something. I might not see it yet, right? But he sees a way out of this. He fucks with me. I'm gonna trust him. I'm gonna go with it a little bit. See if I can see what he's talking about.
Here's another name, JDM.
JDM's another good name, right? Coming off a loss. Yeah, any of these hitters, any of these big names, I'm for it. You know, JDM, Bilal,
Big
Bonfim,
paydays.
Leon. I mean, shit, even if like Joaquin wants to fight D-Rod coming out of prison, there's nothing wrong with that for me.
Yeah, I line that up
Joaquin
too.
versus D-Rod, Joaquin versus Leon, Joaquin versus Joel Alvarez. I mean, we got like 5 or 6 bouts. And I don't want him to fucking respond and be like, I'll fight any of them. No. Which one you want? Which one? This is how it goes, right? We're not gonna let him fucking get jaded and start being quiet. Which one are you beating the shit out of the most?
Yeah.
Tell me who you beat the shit out of the most, and that's who we're gonna give you. You know, not this fucking like I don't care. You know, UFC will book it. Nah, who you beating the shit out of?
Right.
You know, and let's give them to you.
I was gonna say too, down the it's his name's Yaroslav, right?
Yaroslav Yamoslav.
Yaroslav.
Yaroslav Amosov.
So like, for example, I'm gonna say he beats JDM. I'm gonna say he beats Leon Edwards.
Amosov. Damn.
The dude's nice.
Dude's kind of nice, yeah. Dude's kind of nice.
He
was taking down fucking Khamzat. There was like footage of that surfaced.
So like, you know, Bonfim and Bilal are gonna fight next, right? I would say give him the winner of that. But honestly, if I was him, I would say what we just said with because those are easy wins. Leon and JDM could be easy wins because he's gonna get in that top 5, bro.
We'll see. I'm kind of like gonna no sell Yaroslav for now, just because I'm worried about my guy Joaquin. But I'll let you speak on what's next for Yamos or however the fuck you say his name.
He's definitely impressed me.
But
he needs another solid win. It's like, you know, I had the RDR effect. You know, RDR got the lost.
But
he's right there, bro. But anybody that can go on the ground like that, watch out. They deserve to be in the top 5. Most of them will get in the top 5 with that type of ground game.
Yeah, no, he's pretty good. He's pretty nice.
Maybe and see, Sean Brady wouldn't take the fight against him because he's not fighting down. Sean Brady, his ego's so big because he has that little man syndrome.
That's why I don't like the fucking guy.
Yeah.
I do not like Brady. He's a fucking okay, we were speaking about this playing the game. Brady's one of those goofballs who will play the fucking game where it's like he'll kiss everybody's ass up to the top. And he thinks he's like in the good boys club.
Yeah.
Like he thinks he just he pisses me off. He just screams entitlement and shit. And then it's like you ain't done shit.
A little bit.
You ain't done shit. You deserve to fight down again. The way you fought against Joaquin was dog shit.
This is what I would say though. He was kind of talking about the Morales fight. Like, hey, you know, it's like, I don't know, bro. I think you do it again. I think we see the same result.
Just so fucking titled, bro.
Yeah. Or what's the next subject? What we got?
MVP MMA. Mainly I want to talk about Nate versus Mike Perry, but just so you know, right? I was fucking advocating all week, just telling everybody who would tune into the live streams, turn it off after Nate versus Mike, right? Because like we don't want these people to be flexing the viewership numbers for Ronda versus Gina, which is like the scraps of what Mike Perry and Nate Diaz drew in. And they did. They're like 17 million for Ronda versus Gina, average of 12 point something million for the last 3 fights. You know what's funny though? Just give me the average live viewership for Nate versus Mike so I can compare it to the main event, please.
Right.
That's what I want to see. Because I have a feeling that Nate versus if Ronda versus Gina was 17 million, then Nate versus Mike must have been 20 million.
Yeah, and I would say this too, though. I mean, these are very skewed numbers, and the reason I say that is
And
because,
prove it.
well,
All we
the
got
reason,
is a graphic, bro. We literally got some fucking Champ Rounds graphic from Netflix and MVP, and that's supposed to be it.
but this is the reason I say that is because it's almost like, you know, a big rap blogger, No Jumper. This is a good example. They have X amount of views on YouTube, right? So they decide to drop content on his platform that's a little bit different. Like, so what Netflix is doing, like they're building their fan base for sports, but they have such a huge subscriber base, bro. So it's gonna kind of be expected,
Mm-hmm.
that you're gonna get a lot of big numbers because they're across the world, not just United States, the world. So I don't know what their subscriber base is. I don't know, like half a billion. I honestly don't know.
Yeah,
Like
so
I
I,
know it's
I
hot.
I looked into it a little bit, and just to give you the breakdown, they because I like how they did break it down like this. The U.S. viewership was something around like 11.4 million, if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken, and then the overall viewership was like 17.6 million or something. So in the U.S. they drew 11.4, and then if the overall was 17 point something, then like the rest of the world outside the U.S. was around like 4.6 million views
Right.
and made up that, but the U.S. made up
But
the majority, 11.4.
and this is what I'm trying to say too. Like if you have 250 million subscribers that have a Netflix account,
Exactly.
we're on Netflix, we're here home. Out of that percentage of people that were able to tap in, see, that's what Paramount's trying to do. Paramount had 250 million subscribers. They're just trying to get to like, I think 50 million. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So they don't have a big pool to kind of grab from yet. They're
It's not
building it.
Netflix yet.
Yeah, everybody's trying to catch Netflix
Mm-hmm.
or Hulu. You know what I mean? Like everybody's trying to catch Netflix is the dog.
Right.
Um,
Also, though,
the,
I'll give it kind of like I'll compliment it, but then I'll take it away at the same time, right? It's like a backhanded compliment. It's like, to your point, I see what you're saying, and that definitely helps, right? But I
yeah,
don't want I don't want it to be fully taken away, because I want to say this: they did a decent job of promoting it, right? I would say that because I saw Nikisa come out and he's like, the MLB had some game on Netflix, and it didn't do the numbers that we did for Ronda versus Gina. And I get it. They did put a lot of promotional dollars behind it. But what I would also say, so I'm saying they did a good job of promoting the event. Let me flat out say it. They did a good job of promoting the event. I think that they would have done less if they didn't promote it as well, right? I'm not meaning, in other words, too, I don't think it was all Netflix, but I think Netflix contributed. With all
oh
that
yeah.
being said, though, they promoted the fight disingenuously, and they did it off the back of the UFC, right? With UFC White House and Ronda being a former UFC fighter, Nate Diaz, Francis Ngannou, right? They did it off the back of the UFC. So you can't really recreate that type of promotion again, even. Like, what's the next angle going to be? Like, a lot of people tuned in because of the way they were speaking about the event. You can't continue to do it like that. So they did a good
I
job
mean,
of
they
promoting,
get
but it's not even a lasting way of promoting an event. You got to
they got
promote
it.
an event off of yourself and what you guys bring to the table. It can't always be off the UFC's coattails and retired people from the UFC. Like, and that is why PFL struggles more, because they try to do it from within, and MVP, did it off the backs of the UFC basically.
And it's one of those things too, like, right, we can go down every like really big organization, MLB, NBA, NFL, UFC. I mean, the Canada NFL teams are not gonna compete with the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
These other like other organizations that they put on after the NFL season. I mean, there's because they don't have the athletes.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have the The only thing the UFC is missing is the money.
Yeah. And so also, it's like when they talk about, oh, it's the most watched MMA event of all time. Let me give you a comparison. I mean, what you're kind of doing is you're being like, and I don't know. Actually, I don't know how to feel about this because I think there's fairness to it and I think there's unfairness to it. But it's like, oh, this is the most watched MMA event of all time. But in comparison, it's like, yeah, but you posted it on DJ Vlad's channel with 10 million subscribers instead of posting it on No Jumper's YouTube channel with 3 million subscribers, right? But then again, No Jumper does have the most watched rap interview of all time in the XXX Tentacion interview.
Yeah, I'll give you
You feel me though? You feel
yeah,
me?
no, I get it. But here's my thing. It's almost like, okay, I don't know. I wish I could really put a really good analogy on it. It's like I watched something and it had 100 million people watch it, but it had no,
Do it.
there was no end result for it.
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean?
It's nothing.
It meant nothing.
It was just an event, a one-off event.
It was 0 times 0.
Yeah.
And good for the fighters to get paid.
There's
As an
zero
entertainment,
significance. There's zero historicness to it.
yes, right. So I mean, that's for me. I can't put any weight on it because I'm like, all right, cool.
Both are true. You know what's kind of weird though? And it's like I'm giving MVP their flowers, but it still doesn't mean you guys are sick, you know, and what you did was cool necessarily. But here's how they can get their flowers in a way for me. It's like, do you think that if the UFC got MVP or UFC Netflix, right? Because it was MVP Netflix. If it was UFC Netflix and they put on Arnold Allen versus Meliquizel Costa as the main event, would they draw in more viewership than Ronda versus Gina?
No,
Isn't that crazy to say?
yeah, because I mean, it's because it's a fight night though.
I know.
If that was the UFC,
but they're
250
still way
freedom,
better. They're still way better. You know, Arnold
oh yeah,
and Malik
100%.
Wiesel,
But if it was the UFC, like the Khamzat fight or the UFC 250 card,
it would have, right?
the Connor card, I mean, yeah, and you know what? I'm interested to see.
And what did they? But here's my thing too. Sorry to cut you off, but it's like, but at the end of the day, what did they draw without Nate and Mike? Bro, that shit would have tanked. That shit would have been so much less. I'm telling you. Imagine 17 million people tuning in with Nate Diaz not fighting on that fucking card. You know, I bet you it would have done like 5.9 million or something like that.
Maybe. I have no idea.
You know, it would have dropped by like a third.
I didn't realize UFC 250 Freedom is on Sunday this year. Didn't realize that. 2, when is CBS gonna actually put it on CBS?
I have no clue.
Because that would be like, the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
The reason why
CBS deal I don't know about is there an owed event?
But Paramount and CBS are the same company.
Oh.
All the CBS shows are on Paramount Plus. They have the rights to put it on the CBS, because if they put it on CBS Sunday like they did the NFL is on a Sunday at prime time.
I think they did that with the UFC. They put it on ABC, right? For Max Holloway a couple years ago. They were talking about that. It was along the lines of what you're saying, where it's like, this is the first ever. They wore like special gold jackets and shit.
Yeah, see, I don't remember, but I mean, if they gotta, because that's the number I'd love to see. Like, hey, what's that number? CBS, UFC 250 Freedom, Sunday night, prime time. How many people? Because I think if they do that, you'll get 50 million.
Because it's the free TV, right? You're getting the grandmas and grandpas who got just the cable television stuff.
Well, you get America, bro. You get all the Americans.
It's like America's channels.
Oh, bro.
Yeah.
I'm telling you probably get 50 million.
Yeah.
25
I think it's
million.
like free with Peacock and shit like that.
25 million.
Yeah. Okay.
Off top, bro.
I mean, yeah, they'll probably end up doing that eventually. Who knows when, but I'm sure they will. Maybe as the fight goes, or the year goes on and they have better fights, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I did turn off the event after Nate versus Mike. But Mike's not really getting his due credit, you know, and it is what it is. But I wanted to give Mike his credit. I did last night on stream. It's just hard because Nate Diaz is such a compelling star, you know. It's hard to like take the shine off of him.
Here's a good thing I was thinking about, you know. Honestly, I've never really followed Mike Perry's career, to be honest with you. I don't know how far he really got in the UFC.
Oh, it was a good career, but it's just ups and downs.
Yeah. So okay. So you didn't really get ever to that point, right?
No, but he's always been
Um,
a dog. I think that's the one thing for Mike. He's
so
always been a
this is what I was
dog.
gonna give his flowers for, bro. Like he's keeping his career alive and he's making money.
Yeah.
So can't take that from him.
No, and he
May
got
never,
cut at the worst time. He was like 30 years old.
yeah, he might never be he was never gonna be a UFC champ, but that paycheck.
Think about it like this though, because he does a show with Joaquin. They do their podcast co-hosts. You said he'll never be a UFC champion, Mike Perry. He'll probably never even be back in the UFC. I mean, he might,
Right.
but
Yeah,
like
probably not.
Mike is almost like making more money, getting more high profile fights than active UFC
I mean,
fighter.
how much do you
Top
think
10
they
in the
got
world,
paid for
Joaquin
the
Buckley.
MVP? How much do you think they got paid?
Well, they disclosed like small amounts, but I'm sure they probably got paid like $1 million each or something.
Bro, UFC ain't paying that.
Yeah, they claim Nate got paid 10 million, so I just don't know. I just don't
That's
know.
crazy.
Yeah. But there's not much to it. I'm kind of tired of talking about that event, but I just want to say Mike deserves credit. It was a good
Like I
win.
said, I didn't watch
Oh,
it.
here's what I was going to say though. I think and I guess cuz you didn't watch it, it might be hard for you to comment, but I'm getting to the point with Nate because here I'll break it down a little bit more for you since you didn't watch it.
You already know how I feel about Nate too.
Yeah, I know. So hear me
It's
out on
done.
this one.
It's
And
done.
dude, I'm saying basically I'll be charitable and say he can have one more fight. One more. Because, you know, he had the whole joke about like, I'm still good. I just don't need to fight the most violent motherfucker. Let me fight the second most violent motherfucker. So I'm being charitable and I'm saying, okay, fine, Nate, go fight the second most violent motherfucker then, right? But after that, I said this already, and you're gonna love it. But it's like, I think it's time to blackball Nate Diaz after one more. After he fights the second most violent motherfucker, it's time to blackball him. Like, he's gonna keep showing up, and if the media keeps promoting him, the guy's a comedy genius on the fucking mic. He's gonna keep getting the views and attention. That's why we actually have to make a concerted effort to blackball him. Because, let me explain it. Bro, he had more to give in the Mike Perry fight. He got his ass beat, but he had more to give. Nate's a tough motherfucker. The problem is his face and the scar tissue, it gets him out of the fight before he is expired. So he always is like, the fight always gets a doctor's stoppage, but he always has more to give. And it's like, bro, you're literally, after the fight, Stitch Duran said he had something along the lines of like 25 stitches, 15 staples. That's like 30, 40 more fucking scars on your face. And now you're going to go into the next one and get cut up even more. You know, so it's like, if you are literally not even able to get wins because of cuts, you got to hang it up, bro. You're literally just taking free losses and you're fucking up your face. 40 fucking new scars for Nate in the face after that fight.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, you can't even get the win because your face is going to get cut up before you can even finish the dude. It happened with the Masvidal fight too in the UFC. You know, they stopped it before the 4th round because he had a massive cut. He's only getting older. You know, when you're young, your skin is more firm, right? Even like with the fat and stuff, it's more firm. But as you get older, that shit sags. It becomes weaker. And so Nate's like 40 something, bro. He got to give it up, man. And it's like, I'll give you one more, but after one more, out of love, we got to blackball your ass, bro, because you're going to keep coming out here. It's like, fine, keep coming out, but no more attention.
And eventually the fan base will just like, it's over, you know? I mean,
but he's so fucking funny. It's going to take a lot longer than you think.
I don't know, bro. Like, he's 41, I believe, bro. You start getting that 42, 43, bro. Ain't nobody want to see all that.
I agree with you. I agree with that. Yeah. But I bet you they'll let it go along for like 3 more fights or something. I just hope he's done, bro. One more and that's it, man. If I see another one after one more, I'm blackballing it. I'm not interested. Because also, the one thing I'll say is this, right? You said you didn't watch it, right? Now, it was the bigger event that took place over the weekend, right? So as somebody who covers it for a living, it's like you need to cover this, right? Because you're throwing away money if you don't. But at the same time, bro, like, it just doesn't. I'm telling you, as somebody who covers it, right? The Nate Diaz, it doesn't have the same shine, you know? Like, it just doesn't have as much to it, even from a journalistic promotion perspective. Like, what am I really supposed to react to? What am I really supposed to have these major takeaways from the fight? You know, it's not like it used to be for Nate. And so even though it was the bigger event of the weekend, it was still very limited on what we could talk about. Meanwhile, when Khamzat and Strickland fight took place, you know, we got the weigh-in, we got all this stuff. Like, you know, we got
all the aftermath drama. The aftermath drama was like a week's worth of content.
It's like rematch, move up to 205, right? all these things. The weight miss in the first place, you know, the scale still
Khamzat,
bouncing.
Khamzat drops a post on Tuesday. Hey, Sean, I'm ready when you're ready.
Right. So it's like
Khamzat dropping jogging footage. That's Wednesday.
you remember
Rolling
Yuri
to Thursday.
Prohaska, right? You
Yeah,
got the
rolling
Joe
to
Rogan
Thursday.
in the mix.
Right, rolling to Thursday. Like you still have another week of content. That MVP content's done Sunday.
It's yeah. At most it was done on like Monday, you know, but it's pretty much over with.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I mean that's all we can really say. I figure we talk about it, but right, see what I mean? We brought this up, right? And there's not much to say about it. We spent more time on UFC Vegas talking about Malcolm Wellmaker, Juan Diaz, Duho Choi, Hall of Famer.
But the
What's
biggest difference is this: it's like if you and I had an NBA podcast, right? And the NBA playoffs are right now, and we go and talk about the whatever league that's underneath the NBA. Like, why would we be talking about that?
Yeah. You know, okay, hear me out. I think MMA is kind of liberal, bro. It's very we cover everything. You know, it's very liberal in my opinion. I'm like a fucking MMA elitist.
Yeah, but I think too. But what I'm talking about is like on the competitive side, on the what's really on the line. Like right now, the NBA playoffs are on the line. Someone's getting that trophy.
Yeah,
someone's going to be the best NBA player, NBA team. Someone's going to be the best NBA player. And these guys out there on the court right now, they're putting their stamp down like how Jordan did, how Kobe said, I am the best.
But for example, right?
In the world.
Yeah. I agree.
And that's what the UFC does. When they put together their product, you're putting your stamp out there. When Sean Strickland beats Khamzat, I am the best in the world.
Right.
No one can beat me.
But to your point,
you can't say that about these other guys.
No, you can't. But or I mean, you can say that about Francis. Francis might still be the best heavyweight in the world.
There's an argument. There's an
argument for Francis.
And that's the only thing we can take away. If MVP was able to get John Jones to fight Francis, you would get people walking around. There would be a line around.
Yeah. Except John Jones ain't getting out of that fucking deal. It's like an 8-fight deal. He recently signed it. He's got like 6 fights left on it. Yeah, he's fucked. Absolutely fucked. And if he wanted out of it, he should have fucking fought Aspinall. You know, I don't give a shit about John Jones. Yeah. He bitches and moans so much. It's like, bro, I know the whole backstory.
That's a good thing. Like, who else is gonna fight?
The UFC needs to respond to that. The UFC needs to fucking let go of their beef with Francis and re-sign him.
Get him back in.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, like, can we please, like, the fans are suffering. The fans are suffering. We just want to see it. We don't care that fucking Dana doesn't like Francis. We just want to see if Francis could be in Aspinall and Pereira. You know, if Pereira gets past Cyril Gane. But here's what I was gonna say about what you said about you know, why to some degree I feel like you just said, why do fans watch MVP Netflix events? You know what I mean? Like NBA fans don't watch the European League, they watch the NBA. But that's why I used the example and I said MMA is kind of liberal. They'll watch everything. But the fans are rabid, bro. I love the fans. It's beautiful and it's not at the same time. The fans are just so rabid. They are dogs, bro. All they want to see is blood, a knockout. They don't give a fuck about nothing else. You know, sprinkle a cherry on top. It was an elite fight. But do they need it to be 2 elite guys? They don't, bro. They just want fucking blood and violence.
I got you.
You know, and I think
give me any ring girl. Yeah. I don't care.
Right. You know how guys are. Shit, that's how the MMA fans are with the fighters too. But yeah, it is true, and I'm kind of like you, where it's like I don't like watching the European League of MMA.
And what are the homies saying in the chat?
Let's see what the homies are saying. We are so back, says Nitro. Buyer Seller says sup, boys. Juice says DDP versus Usman are in advanced negotiations. Okay.
Really?
DDP versus Usman. All right. I think DDP is gonna take Usman's soul.
Yeah, I think he beats him too.
Yeah. That was pretty much it. OMG, it's Perry's dad. They always say that. It's too good. JDM versus Colby. Homie, Colby just fucking retired. I know you like that.
Yeah.
Drew says Sean Brady soft for unblocking me and liking the post. Yeah, he's kind of a bitch for that.
Oh, and that's petty.
That's super petty.
Petty.
Hey, so what about
Eastbound and Down? Petty.
Tom Petty, capital Petty for fucking Sean Brady. They also asked how we feeling about Connor's return.
That's a good question. Okay, so you know, I'm another like this Connor thing. I'm not all in on him. honestly, the Patty versus Benoit Saint Denis, I'm super excited for.
Mm.
But it's a fan favorite. You've kind of sold me on this fact. Hey, there's some fan favorites out there that they just want to see. Am I here for it? Maybe not me personally, but I'm glad to see that they got Conor back in the ring in the UFC. That's big. I'm glad to see that Max Holloway gets a chance to kind of. I forgot. Did Max Holloway lose to Conor?
Yeah, he did.
How did
Early
he
on.
lose?
Decision.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Max gets a chance to redeem himself. Just put the nail in the coffin on Conor. Conor's gonna hype it all up. I love that. Hey, we get. I love me some Conor on the mic. That I can't take that away from the man. Can't take that
Some
away from him.
unhinged ass Conor.
Oh, him and Hogan just need to be in the same room. See, I would love a UFC fight. Sean Strickland, Hogan, Conor, Ilya. Get all the mouthpieces on there. Joaquin, bro.
Joaquin needs to just go back to being unhinged, bro. We don't give a fuck about the fucking politeness.
Right. So we need like a whole, but so I'll say that. But the Benoit Patty, woo, I'm here for that.
That's a good
card
fight.
is stacked.
Also, Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia is a pretty good fight.
That card is stacked. Is that's the 250, I think, though.
Yeah, it's a difficult card to talk about because I feel like you can't say it's stacked without saying that we should have had better fights, but they still have good fights on there.
Corey Sandhagen versus Mauro Batista, great fight. Red and Royval versus Kavanaugh, great fight. Kavanaugh, watch out for him. Gable Stevenson's first fight into the UFC. Robert Whittaker now moving up to light heavyweight.
These are all on White House?
No, this is Conor McGregor card.
Oh, the Conor card, okay.
Yeah. Tracy Cortez versus Wayne Kong. I think Tracy Cortez is gonna get checked. Yeah, I mean the card's stacked, bro.
Card is stacked. I like it. It's an international fight week, so it needs to be.
Yeah. They did it. The UFC did it again.
But also White House, they're saying Ruffy is underrated as fuck. He is. Ruffy versus Michael Chandler on UFC White House. That's good too.
Easy money.
Juice says this fight shouldn't be happening. I think he's talking about Conor versus Max.
It's one of those fights, right? Like for me, like I told you before, like, okay, so who does Conor fight?
It's just we're hanging on to the old ass dudes who are just done with. And it's just like,
yeah, cool, and so I'm like, all right. Give him Max. Hey, there will be a lot of Conor fans, a lot of people that they'll tune into it. He'll hype it up. He'll do his job, right? Max gets to get a Conor, redeem his belt. I can sell that. We can sell that storyline.
It's chill.
Because this is it. This is the time. We can't go another year. This is it. Like, this is the last sunset, bro.
It's the last go for Conor. We don't even want to see you after this one.
And he has to knock Max out in order to like say, hey, who else now?
To garner something like that, like a what's next. If Max wins, or if Conor wins and it's not an emphatic fashion, there's no what's next.
Right. Because then if he knocks Max out, he calls out Ilya.
That should be good.
People will pay for Conor versus Ilya.
People would pay for that.
If he gets the knockout.
Yeah,
he got to get the knockout, though.
Because they both knocked out Max type shit.
But
now they run it with each other.
You can't. If it's a decision, you're not going to do anything.
Juice says they keep trying to give Conor active guys because they want Conor to bring back his prime and they want to build on him again. But that Conor long gone, gotta meet him where he's at. That's why it should have been Chandler. Yeah. I hear you, Jew. I hear you.
I like the memes right now about Chandler. Chandler's are like, but Chandler's fighting on the 250 card, so he's on
White House. But yeah, Max came in and stole that shit from him.
Yeah, he has a tough test.
Cue the Tekashi 6ix9ine meme. Stole that shit. Here's what I want to talk to you about. Okay, so maybe we'll end it on this topic. Logan Storley. You probably don't even know who this guy is. You probably never heard of him in your life. He's a former Bellator interim middleweight champion. He beat Joaquin early on when Joaquin was signed to Bellator pre-UFC. Okay. So this dude, and then he was also a PFL vet. He got acquired by the PFL as well when they sold. But this dude, right? I don't know if you heard this story at all, but I'll just give it to you as if you haven't heard it. This dude was arrested naked outside a strip club for raping a girl in
Oh,
public in an alley,
whoa,
allegedly.
whoa.
Yeah, it's not really. Yeah, you didn't know it was coming, so I'm not telling you anything, but it's not too funny, right? It's a serious
No,
story. But
that's serious.
so let me break it down for you a little bit more. So apparently Logan Storley, he shows up. It's a weird ass story, so just hear it all out. He shows up to this bar, 3-story bar. On the 3rd floor, it's called the Garden of Eden. It's a naked bar where clothing's optional. So he's on like the
Okay.
1st or the 2nd floor with this girl that he meets there. The girl happens to be there with her sister. He's trying to dance with this girl. The girl isn't really interested, doesn't really want to dance. That's what the report says. After some more conversation, he's asking her to come upstairs to the nude bar. She kind of turns down the first advance, but he eventually convinces her to go upstairs. So then they go upstairs. It's not really disclosed whether or not they got naked, but I mean, what else would you do up there, right? I don't know if she got naked. I would assume he got naked if he's the one who's trying to go up there. He tries dancing with her up there. She says, like, I didn't want to dance with him, so I kind of like got next to like this other lady and started kind of dancing with her so that he would kind of like back off of me. And eventually, I left without him noticing. I just kind of ditched him and left him up there. Right? So she comes down. He notices that she's gone without telling him. So he follows her, and she at this point she left the whole bar, right? She left the whole bar. She's outside. So he follows her outside and gets a hold of her. Now the report continues to state that like he convinces her to go into an alley with him, right? And then
What state is this in? What city is this in?
Florida, Key West, Florida. So they go into an alley and they're in a dirty ass place because in this alley, now there's a strip club, right? It's called Taverns or something. I was calling it Tootsie's. It's called something, right?
Okay.
It's some type of sexual name, right? So he's outside the strip club where he rapes her in the alley. And then the employees from the strip club, they were witnessing it. People could see it out of the window. So when he saw this, he took off butt naked, running. And the manager went and and sued him, apprehended him, and took him over to the cops. And then Storley invoked his Fifth Amendment right. But like, he was in this like Vegas strip club area of Florida, where he's in this 3-story nude bar 1 minute, then he walks across the street to a strip club and he's raping this chick in an alley. But that's the story. He got arrested and shit. He posted $50K bond and he's got his arraignment set for June 5th. But people are saying like he's innocent. It seems fishy. Why would she go with him into the alley? And to be honest, for me, it's like I don't know, man. I think he made a lot of mistakes. Just like there were so many places he went wrong. I mean, starting with just showing up to a 3-story naked bar. Like, what you even doing in this strip anyway?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that paying for pussy thing.
Yeah. I mean, I'll just say this. I mean, I'm a big advocate of protecting women, right?
Right.
And if that's truly the case, and there's witnesses that did it, and the guy chased him down because he saw what happened, A, hero, B, the man deserves to be in prison, and then see what happens.
Let's see what
'Cause then you're gonna,
happens.
and then because you're gonna have to go in the PC, protective custody, where you're gonna be around a lot of other pedophiles and rapists and people that are along that same, because you can't be on the general population because things will happen even quicker there. So
I think
you
she
can't be
did a
doing
rape
that.
kit too.
Yeah, you can't be bro, just all bad, all bad.
And I have a pretty good like wide net. Like I'm pretty open. Like when Connor steps out on his wife, I'm aware that like those types of things are very, very like it's complicated, right? And so even when Connor steps out on his wife, I don't really like be like, oh, he's such a piece of shit, like a lot of people will do, just because I know how complicated that shit is. But the one thing is like, bro, when you're like actively paying for pussy and shit like that, and you're in these strip clubs and stuff, and you get in trouble, just don't be surprised. And it's like I'm not really here. I don't like what am I supposed to defend for this guy? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not saying he's guilty, but it's just all of it sounds weird to me. Like it's just
I mean, if someone's chasing you down and you're running, and that it was a girl screaming, you know what I mean? Like
what are you
if the
doing
girl,
even like okay, people who say like, oh, he's innocent, It's like, bro, he's fucking in like, and people, it's so funny because I get it. I get all the boys out there. Like they're gonna be like, because I was about to be like, he's fucking in public, and then somebody's gonna be like, who hasn't done that? And it's like, I get it, but it's like, this is a grown ass fucking professional athlete, a former
Right.
interim champion, and he's fucking in public on some type of fucking strip
I'll
in
say this, like
Florida.
I've probably crossed some lines of like messing with girls like in public, to be
Right,
honest with
right.
you,
Yeah, that's what I'm
right?
trying to say. Like,
But no one was chasing me down.
no one was chasing you, and you weren't getting arrested butt ass naked, and you probably
Right.
weren't fucking 30.
Well, and not only that, like because the girl and I had a, you know what I mean? Like it was
It was
consensual.
consensual.
Right. You're not
Yeah.
gonna hear one story of like, oh, well, MTK, like, hey, like there's a funny because there's an event going on here in San Diego in a month, and there's been this guy who went to court for raping this girl. And the story is that they would have a music studio and they would bring these girls down there and they would get them drunk and they would like have like pop like pills and shit and get taken advantage. And a couple girls started coming out of there like pressing charges. To me, where there's smoke, there's fire. I won't even. Someone asked me about this. He's like, "Why aren't you helping promote the event?" Because I said, "Because his name has something tied to raping a woman." Oh yeah, but he wasn't. He wasn't charged. He was like, "Yeah, because he had more money when he went to court to help fight it off."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "But I don't believe him." And I see
Mm.
been around him. He's a little like questionable. Like I'm like, I don't know, bro, where your morals and principles are at. Like there's certain guys that are willing to like, oh, she was faded though. It's all
Okay,
right.
so hey, speaking about this, because okay, so you just said what you said, right? And I hear you, and I respect that. At the end of the day, I think that's a respectable take by you. Um, what I would say is just to add to that, because I was gonna say this, you got to look out for Gable Steveson then. If you don't like people whose names are attached to rape, then Gable Steveson is one of them. He just got signed to the UFC.
Yeah.
It's the exact story you're talking about. People are really upset about it because Gable got off
Mm.
of some sexual misconduct charges, because and then they apparently changed the law during his case. They changed the law in Minnesota to where exactly what you just said, to where if she's under the influence, it's considered consensual. So he got off with it. This girl accused him of rape, and then he got off with it because they changed the law to where it's okay if she was under the influence. So because she was intoxicated, he could do whatever he wants to her, and he's not guilty.
Yeah, it's
It's
disgusting.
kind of disgusting
It's disgusting.
because I've
Because
I've seen
not
a lot
here.
of, not a lot, but I've seen situations where women aren't intoxicated, and bro, you would, I mean, I'm sure you know, but like, bro, it's like the dirtiest fucking dudes who wait for these girls to get intoxicated and then they go after them. It's like it's the dirtiest fucking dudes, and they do it, and these women will go through with it, and then the next morning they're like fucking regretting the shit out of it.
And that's a great thing you just said. There are men out there that premeditated just wait till
They
2 a.m.
identify that's their only way to get
Right,
women. They
bro. The
identify it.
fucking pieces of shit, bro.
Yeah.
Like I always tell to somebody, like, what if that was your sister, bro?
No, I hear you. I hear you.
You know what I mean? Like, nah, dude. Like, I can't give passes to shit like that.
Hmm. And I'm for defending men. You know what I mean? It's just all about the context, and I think a
Well,
lot of people will
here's the
like
thing.
blanket
Like,
defend men, but
yeah, there's a two sides to the coin, right? There are women out there that will take advantage of men that are rich.
hmm. But that's what I was saying about this guy Logan Storley, because people are saying, "Oh, it's a setup. It's a setup," and I'm thinking, this dude is not rich and famous. He makes as much as like a male nurse.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know, like he's a
Yeah,
PFL Bellator fighter. Like he really doesn't. There's nothing special about his life. There's no lick someone's trying to get. And then I was like, to me, if anyone's trying to set him up, it must be because he like maybe beat the shit out of her. So now she's putting rape charges on him. That happens. That's what happens to Tank. Tank
yeah.
beats the shit out of his woman, and then they accuse him of like other shit to try to like get justice because they can't get justice for the ass beatings. That
Mhm,
happens in real life. So
mhm.
I don't know, but the last thing I think is somebody's after his money. This guy probably makes like 100,000 a year. It's nothing.
I'll say this too, though, and I was talking to a woman about this. There are women out there that are married that get raped. Just so men know,
Hmm.
just because you're married with someone, have a spouse with somebody, that doesn't give you the permission to be able to sleep with them whenever you want. You still need to have that, like, hey, let's say you're
Consensual.
going, yeah, say you're going through a fight,
Yeah.
but we're married,
Yeah. You can't just fuck
and,
her.
right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of scenarios, a lot of stories. where, you know, the woman has to kind of shove that under the rug and because no one will listen to her.
Because she's married to him.
Right. And
I
he
bet.
can spin it. And he can spin it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then there's the other scenarios too where they're fighting and a woman will kind of make something up, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a very, you know, it's not as, it's a gray, right? It's not always black and white.
You always want to see the results come out first. We are jumping to conclusions maybe a little bit, but it's also where there's smoke, there's fire. This dude, because
bro, why would someone chase you down?
I was just gonna say, because like you said, right? Like you said, he was fucking her, right, in public, butt naked. There's so much, like, let me put it like this, right? There's many women out there who are totally down with that, right? Like, there's a lot of women who will let you fuck them in public if they like you, right?
They're freaky.
Yeah, they're chill with it. Like, it's not crazy to consider that fact. But what is kind of like off-putting is the fact that, like, you know, he apparently had sex with her, then she's coming to the police, and then some bar people are running him down, and she's not defending him, right? Because I'm telling you, 90% of the time, if a girl is going to consensually let you fuck her in public, she would defend you. She'd be like, no, it's chill. Like, I like him, you know? But the fact that this girl didn't do that, and this dude doesn't have a lot of money, he's coming out of this strip bar, he's over in this strip club, he's clearly in a weird-ass area, he's super thirsty for sex.
And here's the thing, too, is like, when they go to court, you know, and we hear stories like, oh no, she was screaming for help. What are you gonna think then?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. But I guess she did a rape kit, and then since the charges came out yesterday, he got arrested on Monday. So she didn't wait like 2 days or anything. She got that rape kit done immediately, which will probably be best case scenario for us to find out.
Yeah.
You know what happened. Speaking of that though, fucking on No Jumper, they're like this girl Jaleese, who's like a host. She just accused Skinny from the Nine. You know Skinny from the Nine, no? Oh, she accused Skinny from the Nine of graping her.
Who's Skinny from the Nine?
He's some like fucking like SoundCloud rapper from like a few years ago. Yeah, he doesn't have any hit songs really, but he's like a No Jumper personality.
Did you hear that other one too? The dude he got arrested for murder.
Who?
No Jumper.
Yeah, Aunt Hefe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Young Aunt Hefe. Yeah, it's like the murder division picked him up, homicide or something. It wasn't like theft or anything. Yeah, it was like homicide division. Yeah, I was watching the No Jumper show yesterday. Just tapped in on the lore.
I love how we send it with some No Jumper shit.
I know. Actually, when I start the streams a lot, people will be like filling me in on the No Jumper lore.
I was gonna tell you, bro. Like one of the homies out here, just on some SD shit.
Yeah.
Dropped a banger.
Wait, SD? Oh, San Diego.
Yeah.
Nitro says left-wing dudes thrusting for women. Nitro, you're too funny, homie. You're too funny, Nitro. He goes, innocent until proven guilty. Nitro said left-wing dudes thrusting. Wait, Nitro, you're the one who tried to call me a Jew? I swear, Nitro called me like a Jew. Huh?
Can you hear it?
No.
No.
I can hear it now. I can hear it now.
That beat's hard.
It's a different type of flow he got.
Yeah. There he goes. Yeah, I'm always like, when I hear music, I want to hear the beat. Who produced the beat?
Wait, so they said this about San Diego because they responded to Adam's claims about San Diego, and then some San Diego guy came on his podcast, and he was defending San Diego, and he
basically, Little Weirdo?
I think so, yeah. But he basically said that, like, so I'd love to get your thoughts. He basically said, San Diego dudes are so egotistical and they think they're the fucking shit that's why like there's no evolution and stuff, and that's why they're like kind of like falling off, is because they think they're the shit and they don't want to like integrate themselves with
into
like,
other markets.
Yeah. Is that true?
Yeah, there's some truth to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of markets are like that, right? You think, you know, bro, LA is just LA though. I mean, it is what it is.
Right.
So.
Got you.
I mean, Adam had, you know, I'm low key. He had some truth.
Is there some truth to it?
You don't want to. I know. Not everybody want to hear it.
You gotta. Let's hear your full take, and then we'll end it.
No, I mean, there's some truth to the fact that even if I think it was Little Weirdo that said that too. What you just said.
Yeah.
That you think you want your backyard, but bro, you walk out of your backyard, there's a big world out there.
Or it's like this, like I guess the San Diego rappers, if you speak to them, they feel like they've already made it. There's nothing else to do or accomplish.
Or to prove.
Right. And then it's like, nah, actually having that thing that you want to prove will elevate you guys even more. But they think they already done it.
Well, here's the thing too. It's like,
But they're also super thugging, right? That's what Lil
there,
Weirdo said.
yeah, of course. But there's levels to it, right? Like Blueface could probably hit a track that's going to go across the nation.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite rapper?
Like Youngboy, Kodak.
Okay, Youngboy. They're going to hit all the markets, right?
Mm-hmm.
San Diego may hit, LA, Phoenix, Las Vegas, maybe a little bit of Texas, maybe, right? Through YouTube.
They just don't have the same reach.
They don't have the same reach.
Mm.
They don't. Then no East Coast rappers don't know who San Diego rapper is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the fact that we know who NBA Youngboy is and Kodak Black, I mean, these are big artists though, right?
Right.
They can reach all the markets.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what Little Weirdo was saying, and what Adam 22 was saying. See, Adam 22 has that mindset of like, hey,
you got to reach the markets.
How big are you? Yeah, how big are you?
You gotta expand past your hometown, right?
You have to. Yeah. And
so,
but it's hard though, right? It's hard because it's hard for all the markets: Phoenix, Las Vegas, Texas, New Mexico, Dallas. There's not a lot of rappers from those markets.
Mm-hmm.
Name one. I bet you can't.
Yeah, they're also lacking the rap podcast, right, to help put on the rappers from San Diego. Like, what's the biggest San Diego rap podcast?
I would say blogger would be Dago TV. Podcast maybe Hendo Unplugged, but you're right. They don't have that either.
Like a No Jumper of San Diego.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a couple like kind of, scratching the surface, but not like that.
We giving out that free game though. If that means there's a wide open spot in the market for San Diego.
I agree with you. And like, there's a couple out here like Hendo Unplugged. They do a really good job. I think they broke like 20,000 on YouTube, but you got to hit like 500,000 on YouTube if you really want to make a dent.
Yeah, facts.
Even with us, like we have 20,000 on YouTube. Like we need at least 100.
Mm-hmm.
So
it's just tons of grinding, bro. Tons of grinding and timing. But just
good content.
Yeah. And good content for sure. Ju says Jalise posted some stuff on her story that kind of reveals she's more so lying and just got drunk and slept with Skinny. She even admits to Skinny that he didn't grape her. Yeah, apparently I've been watching all this lore. Apparently, 607 Unk told Adam that Jalise made up the grape rumors because Skinny from the 9 had sex with her and he started to catch feelings. So then she made up the grape rumors so that he would stop catching feelings for her. But she's lying about it. So that is kind of the full circle. That's what 607 Unk says.
Yeah, I mean, there could be some truth to that too now.
Yeah. Hey, 607 Unk, Jalise, Skinny from the 9.
Hey, that's some hood shit.
Yeah, that is some hood
shit. That's some real life hood shit. Because I've seen that happen in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, he raped me. Like
that ain't no suburb shit though. That's like some hood shit.
Like, he raped me. And then like a week later they're together. Like, what?
Yeah. That is typical.
No, I was tripping. That's
typical.
Tripping. Yeah, I love him.
Typical hood bitch.
Yeah, both. I could tell you stories.
All right, I think that's a good one.
I got one for the boys. This girl that I knew, me and my boy. So him and his girl broke up. His girl's in my house, like at some like little after party, right? Spends the night. Bro, she was trying to set me up. Gets in my bed. I'm already passed out, right? I wake up, and we were both faded. I wake up. She's half naked in the bed. I remember at that pivotal point, I'm like, whoa. This is going to go two ways.
Yeah.
Right? But I got up. I was like, nah, I got to get up. And I remember I shoved her. I was like, bro, get your shit. You gotta go. We start talking for like maybe 2 weeks, but I knew what her angle was. She wanted to make him jealous. She would have done anything. And so that's what I was scared of. Like, if we do something, she didn't take a picture and send it to him. And then the other part of me was like, oh, I can't do the homie like that. You know what I mean? Like, like those lines, right? But I was little by little testing them. Like, maybe let's go hang out. Yeah, let's go get them faded. You could just see how flirty she was, right? And then they end up getting back together like maybe 3 weeks afterwards. And he was pressing me. Because like he was seeing, she was showing him the text between us. So he came to my house one day, hella faded, bro. And I was like, I didn't even answer the door. I was like, I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow, man. Because like it was fighting fire, right? He was already amped up. It was a week after that. He ended up coming to the house. We chopped it up, like just like men, bro. Like, hey, you know what? Might have been a little bit out of pocket, bro, but like I honestly, I didn't. Nothing happened though.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can stand on nothing happened. We go downstairs because we live in the same apartment complex. We go downstairs. She's in there, of course. She literally screams when we walked in. Did you tell him that I fucked you? And we look at each other and we're like, we were just talking about that upstairs. How crazy she was.
Yeah.
Girls can be crazy, bro.
No, they could be pretty diabolical because they hold all the cards. It's very powerful, you know. And men will do their girls dirty a lot of times, and then these girls just want that revenge.
Oh yeah, bro. She was just using me, bro. I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew it too. Like I knew it. I'm so glad I didn't fall for it, bro. I'm so glad I didn't fall for it. But it's hard.
Yeah.
Like you got a girl naked in your bed. Most guys would be like, fuck it.
And then when they're coming on to you, it's like, damn, this doesn't really happen too often. So you don't really know how to deal with it, you know, because usually men are the ones pursuing.
I would go that far. I knew how to deal with it.
No, but like when a woman's hitting you up all the time, I mean, like obviously, you know, we've all had women hit us up, right? But
Yeah.
it's like, for what I'm saying is, you could probably not hit her up when she broke up with her boyfriend. You can not hit her up, but it's harder when they be hitting you up, even though you know it's wrong. It's like, shit. I mean, like clearly she wants to fuck.
A piece of me is like, you like that naughty side. You know what I mean? You like the like, ooh, this is
she a trifling hoe. She a trifling
well,
hoe.
Well, it's almost like this is like what word do I want to use? Like, you know, you're not supposed to do it,
but that's what makes it chill.
You're right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what makes it kind of like you want to do it, right?
Right.
Exactly. Right. I feel you. That's a crazy story, though.
All right.
And see the streets later.
I gotta tell you, this one girl that I know, dude, she told me a crazy story about her ex-boyfriend that hooked up with this girl at the strip club in TJ.
Yeah.
This girl started following. Bro, it's a crazy story. I gotta get her on one day.
Okay. Shit. Yeah. Tell us one of these other streams.
I gotta get her on one day. I told her, I was like, that's a crazy story.
Let's see. Oh, Juice says fucking diabolical. MTK diabolical, or that bitch is diabolical.
Oh man, I got some good ones like that, though.
You know what's funny though? You know what's funny though is like it's like those women that you're explaining, it's like they're so diabolical because they'll break up with their boyfriend because their boyfriend does them dirty. Then they'll go fuck some other dude or something, right? And then they go back to their boyfriend after just getting completely dicked down. And it's like, oh my God, bro. Like it's crazy. And that's like what she would have done, right? She was hoping you were going to fuck her so that she could go back to her boyfriend after getting dicked down. And it's like, well, no, she that's so diabolical for the dude you plan on going back to. You know, that's where that whole phrase, like, how's my dick taste come from?
She wanted to make him jealous.
Yeah.
She would have done anything.
Yeah. But women, they so diabolical with it. I feel like men, like, if you fuck us over in a way, like, yeah, we might go back and fuck you. But it's like, it's not like for them, like, oh, that's just so dirty when they do that shit.
Yeah.
Go fuck another dude. It's like, okay, fine, go fuck another dude and make me jealous. But come back. Come back is crazy.
Scandal.
Come back is crazy.
But it's crazy that it happens every day though.
Yeah,
there's plenty of couples that I want you back. I don't care.
Mm-hmm. It's like, dude, you can't take her back.
Nah, but you know what's funny? So like me and my ex-wife, right? When we broke up, we both slept with other people.
Mm-hmm.
When we got back together, I knew it though. I was like, this isn't gonna work.
It can't work.
It just because you'll get to a point where it's just like you kind of look at each other and like you'll just always have this thought back of your head. It's like
their history is already bad enough before you knew them. It's already hard enough to get past.
Yeah.
You know, like if like the whole before I knew you, what's your history? That's already hard to get past.
Yeah, that's the advice to leave everybody. Like, look it. Once you guys broke up and you guys hooked up with other people, don't even. It's not even worth going to trying to make it work again.
There's no point in going back.
It's done. You should save yourself some headaches.
Right, because you're just gonna keep you. You're just gonna add to the headache. It's like,
well, no, because you'll eventually. Let's say you get a year down. It's like,
yeah, you're over it, and then you go back to it. Now you got the headache again.
Yeah, you're like, you always had that back of your mind, like, she hooked up with so and so, and she'll use it against you. Oh, you hooked up with so and so. You know, it just
you can't come back from it.
Yeah, I can't come back from it.
All right, boys, that's the stream, bro. We keep going into these crazy ass topics every time. I think it's because the Storley thing. It always like manifests into this. Last night we were talking about like after I brought up the Storley situation, we're talking about like quitting porn. We're like, porn's fucking like the devil, bro. We gotta quit.
I'm on 3 weeks
of no corn.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna quit it this coming month. I mean, I could just quit it tomorrow. Like in June.
It's coming.
June 1st. It's like, shit, let me prepare. Let me get it all out of my system. Then the night before this, we're talking about like munching strange on the first night, like who does it?
Uh-huh.
We're like laughing about that, but yeah, no, it's just like the last 3 days, it's been like this, it just gets into these crazy topics. Anyway, that's a stream.
Are you doing a stream tonight?
I might do a stream tonight because Joe Rogan and Theo Vaughn are like beefing and shit. So I think I'm gonna do a stream tonight. I'm just gonna go hit the gym probably.
Little quick reaction.
Yeah, then do another stream. We're like, I think today's like day 84 of the 90-day streak.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I think on Sunday the streak ends. It'll be a full 90. I might just push it to 100 though, just because like, you know.
Of how many days you've streamed in a row?
Consecutive, yeah. Then when I push it to 100, it's like I might want to push it to like
100's a good number. 90, you kind of like, all right, we got to do 10 more.
Right.
10 more push-ups. It's 10 more push-ups.
It's nothing.
You gotta have 100. Wait, 90. Cool. 100.
That's dope.
That's a century.
Yeah, exactly. And I was thinking, I was like, because I was like, that's like 1/3 of the year, 100 days. But then I was like, no, technically 1/3 of the year is like 120 days.
Right.
So it's like I might even push it to 120. Who the fuck knows? A full 4 months, you know? Buyer seller goes 1 year. No, 1 year live stream streak would be crazy. We'll get there eventually though. All right, boys. Peace out. Peace out. Good to see you guys. Hopefully you liked MTK today. And like the stream. Run up the likes on the way out. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. I'm gonna post a clip to my video tab right now about Logan Storley. So go watch that. And then I might be live later for this Joe Rogan segment. So look out for that. You should get a notification or something like that. All right. Peace out, boys. Peace out. Oh, next week? Next week? Or no?
Yeah, I think so. Next week, yeah.
Okay.